Issue: intimacy after 60. How to get a good woman turned on in seconds. Female psychology of desire. With just a small shift in the way you speak, you can make a woman feel desire instantly. Most older men talk predictably so they become invisible. But when you use innuendo the right way, that's the key to becoming the most unforgettable man she's ever spoken to. Women love subtle suggestion because it gives them a safe space, just enough to feel the spark without breaking their good girl image. And once you understand that desire stops being accidental, it becomes something you can create. Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's Vernon again. Today I'm going to show you how attraction truly works in mature women, not through anything explicit, but through tone, timing, and psychological insight. Once you understand these signals, you won't have to guess whether she's interested. Before we dive in, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel right now. Because if you want more wisdom on love, dating, intimacy, and building real chemistry after 60, you need to be part of this community. Trust me, what's coming next will change how you see attraction forever. Now let's begin with the simple shift that changes everything. 1. You create desire through delivery. Not lines. Most older men get wrong about emotional attraction triggers. They focus on what to say, but women feel nothing. Because attraction doesn't live in the literal meaning of your words. It lives in how you deliver them. Key issue: a man can say something completely innocent. You look comfortable in that dress, and if his tone is flat, rushed, or nervous, it registers as just another comment. Women respond to energy, not logic. This is the foundation of understanding female desire. Issue: when you speak with intention. When your breath is calm, your pace is deliberate, your presence is grounded, your words carry weight. Even mundane phrases become charged. Even casual canalizing your words. She's feeling the space between them. Most men talk like they're afraid of silence. But silence, my friend, is where tension lives. Issue: when you pause after saying her name. When you let your gaze linger just a moment too long. When you speak as if you have all the time in the world, that's when her nervous system starts responding. 2. The key to building chemistry fast is this. Make her feel the difference between you and every other man who's talked to her that week. And the way you do that isn't by saying something wildly original, it's by making ordinary words feel extraordinary through your delivery. Have you ever noticed how a woman reacts differently when you slow down your speech? Drop a comment below and let me know if you've experienced this shift in her body language. Once you speak in a way she can feel, her ordinary words start carrying a different charge. 2. You read the meaning hidden beneath her words. There are certain words women use in everyday conversation that carry a hidden voltage. Words like long, big, tight, soft, hungry, deep, open, hard, wet. On the surface they're innocent. She's talking about a traffic jam, a workout, a meal. But underneath these words have a second layer, a sensory, physical, almost primal meaning. And when a woman accidentally uses one of these words, it creates an opportunity not to be crude, but to acknowledge the double meaning with just enough awareness that she feels the shift. As Carl Brung liked to remind us, it begins the moment you finally notice what's been there all along but never spoken. Here's how it works. She says, "That meal was so satisfying, I was really hungry." Most men respond logically, "Yeah, the food was great," but a man who understands female body language cues, he repeats the word, "Hungry, huh?" with a slight smile while holding eye contact. That's it. He doesn't explain. He doesn't elaborate. He just marks the word. And in that moment, her brain does the rest. This is how to create instant connection without crossing any lines. You're not making her uncomfortable. You're making her aware. When my wife and I were dating, she once mentioned she loved desserts that were rich and indulgent. I looked at her and said, "You like things indulgent? Nothing more." Just the word, repeated with intention. The energy in the room changed. Instantly, she blushed. She laughed. That's the power of dual-charged language. It's not about being obvious, it's about being intelligent. You're speaking to her conscious mind and her subconscious at the same time. And the subconscious, that's where desire lives. From there, even the seamless moment can shift if you learn to see it through a more sensual lens. 3. You create chemistry by noticing what other men miss. Let me share something my cousin Richard told me years ago. He's in his mid-60s, been dating after divorce, and one evening he was talking to a woman at a cafe. She mentioned she'd spent the afternoon folding laundry and organizing her closet. Sounds boring, right? But Richard leaned back, smiled, and said, "You spent your whole afternoon handling fabrics." She laughed, then paused, then leaned in, because suddenly an innocent task became something else entirely. He didn't say anything graphic, he just reframed a physical action through a sensual lens. When she says, "I had the best burger today, so juicy I could barely hold it," you have a choice. You can respond like a nice guy. "Oh, which restaurant?" Or you can respond like a man who understands attraction triggers. "Sounds like you really enjoyed every bite," and you say it like you're talking about something else entirely. This isn't crude, it's layered, and women love layers because it allows them to stay in their good girl frame while still feeling the tension. They're not being hit on aggressively, they're being invited into a game of imagination. And imagination is where intimacy begins. The secret to initiating intimacy naturally is this: don't wait for her to say something suggestive. Train your mind to see the sensual potential in everything. Because when you do, even the most mundane conversation becomes charged with possibility. Share this video with your friends. Most guys are walking around blind to how attraction actually works. And if this resonates with you, it'll resonate with them too. With that awareness, you begin noticing the softest signals, the ones wrapped in comfort and curiosity. 4. You spark desire when she feels safe with you. There's a psychological reason why subtle seduction psychology is more effective than direct pursuit, and it comes down to one word: plausible deniability. When you use innuendo, you give a woman the freedom to choose how she responds. She can laugh it off. She can change the subject. The issue, she can pretend she didn't catch the double meaning. And that's safety. That's what allows her to feel the desire without the pressure of having to act on it immediately. As Esther Perel says, desire grows where safety meets just a hint of uncertainty. Think about it from her perspective. But if you're subtle, if you create just enough tension that she wonders if you meant what she thinks you meant, then she doesn't have to decide. She can simply stay curious. That's the gateway to attraction. This is also why nonverbal attraction cues are so powerful. Women don't want to be told they're desired in some heavy-handed way. The issue, they want to sense it. They want to feel it in the pauses, in the tone, in the way you look at them when you think they're not watching. Because when desire is implied rather than stated, it becomes something they can explore on their own terms. When you give her that space, she often moves toward you. Because you're not chasing. You're not pressuring. You're simply creating a safe container for tension to build. And tension, my friend, is the precursor to everything else. This is one of the most underrated ways to increase intimacy. Not by doing more, but by holding back just enough that she becomes the one who leans in. Make sure you save this video, because you're going to want to revisit these insights when you're out there building real connections. What surprises most men is how quickly desire grows when you hold back just enough. 5. You turn her on fast. Through restraint, the fastest way to make a woman want you is to not chase her. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but women respond to tension, and tension only exists when there's space. Move too fast, get too eager, reach for her at every moment, and you erase that space. The mystery disappears, and with it, the magnetism. But when you hold back, when you control your desire instead of letting it control you, when you pause before responding, when you let silence stretch just a beat too long, when you smile like you know something she doesn't, that's when her nervous system lights up. Issue, that's masculine energy at its core, wanting her yet holding your ground, because restraint says, I choose, I don't chase. And women chase what they think might walk away. Watch how she responds to space, if she leans and reaches out or chases the moment you leave room. These are all signs that your restraint is working. Because restraint creates a vacuum, and nature and women hate a vacuum. They rush to fill it. This is also why ways to initiate intimacy naturally often involve not initiating. You create the condition. You hold eye contact a moment too long, then look away. You touch her arm briefly, then step back. You compliment her, then change the subject before she can fully respond. Each of these micro-withdrawals tells her subconscious, he's interested but he's not desperate. He has options, he's in control. And that perception, that's what triggers her pursuit instinct. This isn't about playing games. Issue attraction is push and pull, tension and release. And if you're always pushing, always leaning in, always pursuing, there's no room for her to move toward you. The most confident thing you can do after 60 is pause. Let the moment breathe. Let her wonder what you're thinking. The issue, let her be the one who asks, "So, when am I seeing you again?" By now you understand something most men never learn. Intimacy after 60 isn't created through boldness or explicit talk. It's created through intelligence. Women don't respond to what you say. They respond to what you make them feel. And feeling is a function of energy, not content. You're learning to create an experience with her. You're learning to build chemistry that feels natural, safe, and irresistible. Desire is not found in the words spoken, but in the silence between them where imagination takes root and blooms into longing. Now it's your turn. I want you to drop a comment below and share a moment when you used tone, timing, or a subtle phrase to create real tension with a woman. What did you say? How did she respond? Let's learn from each other. Because this community is built on shared wisdom. If this video opened your eyes to how attraction actually works, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. There's so much more coming, real practical, psychologically intelligent at verse 60. Don't miss it, and I'm Vernon. Thanks for watching till now and see you in the next video.